If you're looking at pictures of other women on social media, or you're checking out a woman down the street, but your heart is calling you to be devoted to your wife, the best husband, you tell people you want to be that man, but you're not being that person, there's going to be a void, there's a disconnect because you're not living up to your potential. Now again, if you're a guy who has tons of money, you run a business, I know a lot of you guys, right? 8, 9 figures, you brag about it. But when you pull off your shirt, you're fat, you're out of shape, you're lazy, and that makes you feel insecure. You know you want to be shredded. You want to take care of your body. You want to take your shirt off around the pool or during summertime and feel confident. Be like, this is the body I cultivated. This is the work I put in. And feel that way about yourself, that pride in who you are, right? If you don't have that, you're never going to be successful. I was more successful in prison with absolutely nothing. No money, no material items, nothing that you think is valuable out here. I was more successful than you in prison with nothing. How is that possible? Well, I think the first thing we have to do is redefine what success actually is. You know, society is going to tell you that you need a big house, nice cars, a lot of money. You're going to need things to be successful. You know how many people check those boxes that I talk to on a daily basis that are just miserable? They're fat. Their marriage and their relationships are not what they want them to be. And internally, they don't feel as happy as they want to be. So you have money, you have cars, you're focused so much on your business, but you know when you look in the mirror, you're not as happy as you want to be. And you think you're successful? No, you've been fooled. You've been lied to. Society defines success in the form of money, digits in your phone, imaginary digits in your fucking bank account that don't do anything to change the way you feel internally. And you think that you're successful? That's complete bullshit. And what we need to do is we need to redefine what success actually is. I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about your physical health. I'm talking about your relationships. I'm talking about your spirituality. I'm talking about being able to wake up every day full of gratitude, love, and joy for who you are and the life you have. That's the epitome of success. And what we're all after isn't stuff. It's a feeling internally. See, most people think the stuff is going to help them to feel the way they want internally. But my whole perspective was completely altered when I was in jail. And every single day I was just taking massive action to better myself. I just started off doing things that kept me busy and focused in the moment so I didn't have to think about the life sentence I was facing. So I'd work out every day. I'd clean my cell meticulously. I'd read all day long. I'd write. I'd journal. I'd do creative writing. I'd write poetry. I'd write letters back home. And in the midst of those daily routines, I started to feel something internally I had never felt in my life. It was love in abundance. It was happiness. It was gratitude for what I had. I wasn't thinking about what I didn't have or all the things working against me in life. I was just so immersed in these daily routines. I was in a complete flow state, and I fell in love with who I was becoming, and I fell in love with my life because of that process. And that's when it dawned on me. I said, wow, this is amazing. Like, if I felt this way out there, I could have done anything in my life. I would have done everything. I thought to myself, is this how everyone feels? Like, is this how all those people are walking around feeling? And I just didn't know. It blew my mind. And I never thought in a million years that I could feel that way, let alone in a jail cell with nothing. And when I say I had nothing, I mean it. I had one book, maybe two, some writing paper, and I literally lived in a pair of white boxers. Like, I'd wake up in the morning, make my bed, clean my cell, do my workout, read, write, and that's all I did all day long. And I was just in this flow state though, man, where I was so tapped in to this internal energy that I was cultivating. It was the most amazing feeling I had ever had in my life. I haven't really met anybody since coming home from prison that talks about life that way. Everyone talks about goals, the car they want to get, the money they want to make. They look at social media and they compare themselves to all these influencers and they think that's what success is. That's what they want in life. But I also know a lot of people that get to that point and they're still left with a void inside. They're not as happy as they thought they would be. They thought the money would change them. It didn't. They thought the cars would change them. It didn't. They thought the success would change them, but it didn't. Because they still hadn't really been able to tap in on a deeper level. They weren't tapped in spiritually and they weren't living in alignment 100% with the person that they want to be, right? The vision of the person you want to be is not just about money and success and stuff like that. There's other things that you feel about yourself that you want to change. And if you don't change them, you're not going to be as happy as you want to be. I'm talking about having integrity in your relationships, like with your wife, with your kids. If you're that guy that says he wants to be present every day when he gets home from work, but he's still on his phone, you're never going to be as happy as you want to be because you're not in alignment with that man you're being called to become. Don't you see it? Right? Your character, like on the deepest level, like your morals. If you're looking at pictures of other women on social media, or you're checking out a woman down the street, but your heart is calling you to be devoted to your wife, the best husband, and you tell people you want to be that man, but you're not being that person, there's going to be a void. There's a disconnect because you're not living up to your potential. Now, again, if you're a guy who has tons of money, you run a business. I know a lot of you guys, right? 8, 9 figures. You brag about it. But when you pull off your shirt, you're fat, you're out of shape, you're lazy, and that makes you feel insecure. You know you want to be shredded. You want to take care of your body. You want to take your shirt off around the pool or during summertime and feel confident. Be like, this is the body I cultivated. This is the work I put in. And feel that way about yourself, that pride in who you are, right? If you don't have that, you're never going to be successful. You're not. You're just not successful if you have a bunch of money, but a fat body that you've let fall apart over the years because you're lazy and you lack impulse control. You're definitely not successful. So you guys, what you have to recognize is true success. The epitome of success is you becoming your best self in all aspects of life. You have to be honest about who you want to be and what you're being called to become. It's a feeling inside of you, right? You have a conscience, you have that intuition. You have to walk that path. When you walk that path and you start to feel that flow state, right? You start to feel like fully enthralled with who you're becoming. Every day you're excited about these daily actions. Then you're on the path to success. Then over time, as you elevate who you are, naturally you're going to make more money. Naturally you're going to make more deals. Naturally you're going to grow your business. And I hope naturally you're going to be a better man for your family. Your relationships are going to flourish, right? Your marriage is going to be the best it ever has been. Your time with your kids is going to be the best time they've ever had. That's true success. A man that can crush it in all areas of life, right? Physically, he's jacked. In his relationships, he's fully devoted, fully present, right? In his business, he's continuing to grow and lead his team and thrive, and he's not letting anything hold him back, and he's not delusional about what success really is.